Good day, colleagues.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Morning. Thank you. How are you? So,
Good, good morning, Dr. Moringa. Greetings from Namibia.
so today basically we are focusing on developing a research proposal using
Very
AI,
well, Doc.
and what we are introducing in this particular case is that an AI augmented research design. So in this particular case, we are introducing AI as a research design and as a tool at the same time. So we conceptually look at how AI is transforming the space of writing a research proposal, and that's what we're going to be looking at in that particular case. Moving on to the practical demonstrations of how best can one then develop their research proposal using AI, various AI tools. I'm going to work on ChatGPT and maybe Cloud a little bit, right? But Cloud is mostly agentic, right? In that it does most of the work for you with limited human interaction, but I want to just do a few demonstrations of exactly how we can enhance and developing our research proposal using AI as a research instrument, as a augmented research design. So there are common pitfalls, right, of the reasons why most research proposals are rejected. For your master's, for your PhD, you name it, most proposals are rejected for various reasons, and that some of which I've tried to just thematize, right? We have poorly defined problems. The topic is too broad, vague, and in most instances, it lacks a clear focus for investigation. You really do not know what the student or what the researcher wants to research and achieve. Then also the issue of weak justification, where the study significance and contribution to the field are argued unconvincingly. The justification section, you really don't know why and what is the researcher trying to achieve. The other issue is that the objectives might be ambiguous and not clear, right? And they are not measurable. We don't really understand what you want to achieve in this particular case, and also the chosen design, might in my most instances uh, not align with the questions that are being asked. You look at the questions are maybe sounding qualitative, and the design that is there is quantitative, and there's a disjunction and disconnection between the questions and the objectives. Then another one is the limited theoretical grounding. The work isn't anchored in not in any way to the relevant theory or prior scholarship, and also the insufficient originality. You see that there is really no no originality in the work and in the approach that the student or the researcher is trying to achieve. So in this particular case, or behind these problems and the pitfalls of why most proposals are a problem, I think AI can then help surface these weaknesses before submission, right? When you've come up with a proposal, what AI can actually do is it can actually help you to identify and enhance these areas of weaknesses that we've identified, but the researcher now needs to remain responsible for scholarly judgment, right? So is AI research design as AI, we want to use it as a research design partner, right? So what are we saying is that developing our research proposal, we want to bring in AI so that it can assist us to see the blind spots, to guide us to identify areas of weaknesses, that we might otherwise have not been able to grasp with the limited or the limitations of the human mind or the limitations of the researcher. So AI can come in there. It supports then in thinking rather than in replacing the researcher itself, right? So there's a tendency nowadays of in automatic proposal generator. There are AI platforms that can generate the proposal for you on the click of the button, right? But we're saying no to that. We need to bring in AI as a research design partner and instead as a collaborative thinking partner. So we are going through a journey of developing a proposal. And in this case, AI is our thinking partner, right? Where we think like where we feel that we do not have sufficient or knowledge or information, right? We need to rope in AI. So the AI augmented researcher then explores alternatives. You use it to test logic and identify the blind spots without replacing the human expertise or creativity. So key areas that we can use AI in this particular case would be your brainstorming. You need to generate angles, framings, and possible directions to explore critical questioning, stress testing, assumptions, and surface overlooking gaps. You need to refine or iterate in wording, the scope, and structure until it's sharp. And also you need to evaluate where you weigh options against rigor, feasibility, and originality. So these are some of the things that you need to use from AI to enhance as a critical collaborator in the process of developing your proposal, right? So we want to look at moving from to integrate AI in the from topic development to the problem, right? Where we want to design a strong research problem, and we're saying we need to move from broad topics to publishable research problems, right? So what we're saying that you move from the broad until you come to a focus problem, right? Where the broad topic will be AI in education. Then you bring in a your chat gpt or your Gemini, your Cloud AI, your DeepSeek to narrow the focus, apply context plus lens. Then you need to locate the gap, what's missing in the literature, and focus problem. For example, AI feedback tools and rural learners outcomes, right? So researchers should critically evaluate AI generated suggestions rather than accept them uncritically, because AI poses a lot of risks, in terms of hallucination and stuff like that. So in this particular case, AI would then propose and the researcher decides, right? AI propose for you some text, some problem, then you decide if you want to go with it or not. And AI also then will help to identify societal relevances and strengthen the research justification behind the chosen problem. So we are saying we are coming from a broad topic, right? And we need to rope in AI so that it can assist us in getting that work more focused and more close, right? It also assists in alignment and coherence, where in here we're going to develop research questions and objectives. We want to ensure that there's alignment between research coherence from research problem, research questions, aims, and methodology. AI can test whether your questions are um, in terms of questions, is this question answerable with available data and methods. It identifies the discrepancies between your methodology and your research questions, right? It also assists, is this appropriately scoped? Is my problem too broad, or my questions too broad or too narrow? Are my objectives aligned with the proposed methodology and contributions? So those are the things now that when you have designed your topic and everything, in your research questions that you probably might have asked and answered, you now then need AI to assist you to fine tune and enhance those, right? So, it also comes in handy when you want to develop the theoretical and conceptual frameworks, right? It assists you from the available literature that you have used to surface theories, right? To explain the relationship and map how concepts and variables connect with each other. It also assists you to weigh competing conceptual lenses against each other and justifying the selection, right? And what we're saying is that AI generated theoretical suggestions should not be taken as they are or as is. They need to be tested and verified against primary literature and interpreted within the disciplinary or the discipline's norms, the discipline within which you fall. So the research design and options, right? It comes in handy as well, where we want to look at what research design should we use or the research methodology should we use in our study, where we explore the qualitative research, we explore meaning, experiences, and context through interviews, focus groups, and narrative analysis. And they suggest interview protocols and coding structures. Quantitative, it assists with sampling size and instrument design, where we want to calculate sample size. In the mixed methods, we combine qualitative and quantitative with depth, qualitative depth. AI helps in sequence and integrate qualitative and quantitative strands. In as much as it helps in sampling strategies and data collection methods and analytical techniques, disciplinary standards also should always make the final call. Um, it comes in handy as well where we're designing the research ethical designing ethical research from the beginning, when we're talking about identifying risk, when we're talking about participant protection, consent, confidentiality, data privacy, and AI transparency, all these compliance metrics, right? AI can actually help you to fill in that aspect within your research proposal without you not stressing too much, right? So the end-to-end flow that we're going to demonstrate in practical terms from topic, problem statement, questions, theory, methodology, ethics, and proposal, right? So we're going to say topic, problem, question. AI narrows a broad interest into a focus answerable research problem. Then theory, method, and instruments. AI then will support framework selection, design choices, and instrument draft, right? And AI then will assist in strengthening ethical safeguards and help structure the final write up. So those are the important aspects of how we can use AI, and we need to use AI as a partner in developing the research design. And the next section of our workshop is going to focus specifically on that aspect, the practical demonstration of developing from topic development until we get to the ethical considerations of our study. It's going to be a very quick approach that we're going to take. It won't last more than 20 minutes. Then we call it a day. But before we move on to that, I just want to invite questions, comments, if there are any, so that we can hear what you colleagues think about what we just, or your expectations. I'm just going to open while I switch off the screen. I'm just going to open up the questions, the time for questions, suggestions, and anything else that you might feel that you need to contribute. The floor is open, colleagues. Yes, I see there is a hand from Peter.
Yes, I just wanted to check. So one can use AI to address any specific challenge in relation to the compilation or development of my research proposal. To the extent that the AI will then be in a position to give me some answers, but in giving those answers, as a student, I have a responsibility to go through what AI proposes as answers and satisfy myself that there are no challenges such as hallucination, meaning that after getting a response from AI, I then have the duty to review whatever answers I got from AI and make sure that I am satisfied that they respond to my questions.
Verified using any other tools that you might have an opportunity to use, Right. I think that's what I can say for now. But I didn't hear the question itself. I think it's because of network.
I think
All
the
right.
second
If
aspect.
there is no other hand, I'm going to switch on to my chat GPT. I'm going to switch on to my chat GPT. Then we can get the work going now. Please, if you may, can you please kindly confirm if my chat GPT is showing now so that we can get to just confirm, colleagues, if my screen is showing. All right, great, thank you. Let's hope it's showing nicely. Right, it is showing. But the challenge is it's not showing here.
Sorry, Doc. Is your mic on?
We can't hear anything.
Doc, I think we're muted.
Colleagues, please confirm if you can hear me. Please confirm if you can hear me. I've been talking. Yes, okay, great. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
Doc, you have been
Right, so
talking,
this
but
is
we did not get
ChatGPT,
anything.
and we're going to say we need to We need ChatGPT and cloud. Right.
We only
We need
started
ChatGPT
hearing
and
now.
cloud. Right. While we wait for ChatGPT to come in. Okay, we're having some network problems, but we're gonna sort it out quickly. The network is really taking some time to respond. All right, I think for the interest of time, we're just gonna go with your ChatGPT. Right. So my topic is I'm thinking we want to move from broad to narrow, right? So I'm gonna start by saying what do I have option to add search Google Drive field or area that I'm interested in South Africa and SADC. I want to develop a topic. Right?
There's latency in
On the topic, right? So the first step that we need to take is to do a scoping review, right? A quick scoping. That's stage number one. So stage number one will be doing a quick scoping of what has been done, right, on the topic, asking questions like who are the prominent scholars, what are the prominent debates, what are the debates, what has not been done, right? What is missing, right? What are the gaps? We might need to say, provide a annotated reference list. Right. So number one, we want to be, and what are the gaps that are there? So here, the first step is the scoping. We're doing a scoping before we even get to we need to ground our topic in the literature that has already been there. So we want to understand to look and identify the of